Final week of qualifiers and the first round of the duels here on AfterBuzz TV World of Dance. And guess what, you guys? J-Lo, Derek, Jenna, and Neo finally changed their clothes.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
All right, you guys, welcome here to AfterBuzz TV World of Dance. As I mentioned, we are combining episodes just for tonight only because it's the final week of qualifiers. It is also the first round of duels, and welcome to our brand new night and time, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific time. I'm Kristen Burt, and we are so excited you guys are joining us here tonight. And we've got a cast of 3 at the panel tonight. Kim, welcome back.
Yes. Thank you, darling. Hi, everybody. I'm Kim Davey, and I am excited that tonight is so action-packed because we've got so much to get through.
Jam-packed.
Yeah. We've been watching like 3 hours worth of TV.
Oh, seriously, though. And I'm Shannon O'Connor, and we got the Goosies. I know, I got the Goosies.
I got the tears and the Goosies.
So many Goosies.
All of it. All the combo.
I don't know if I call them the Goosies because it sounds a little dirty, but J-Lo has the Goosies. I know.
She has a lot of Goosies.
She got the Goosies all night, yeah.
We have some exciting news that we're going to be talking about that's going to be coming up in the cut round, so stick around till the end because we'll be talking about that. But how do you guys feel we are finally here with the duels?
So good.
Oh, I'm so
good.
pumped. Watching this, I was like, I think this tops last season. It was just, everything was just getting better and better and better. And just the combination of the duels, who battled against who, it was just, because they're so different. So it was so interesting who was going to come out on top. And I did not know what was going to happen. And I think that's what was so intense. Edge of my seat. But who's going to win? Because I love them both. And I don't want any of them to leave. So it was so good.
It was far more serious, I thought, too, this time. Like the competition element, just like the stares and that you could feel it. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this. It's uncomfortable. But
I know, it's a little less supportive, I feel. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone just really wants to win, and they know what it takes, especially for some of the people that were returning. So,
yes, that's true. That's
not easy. We're going to give just a very quick highlight of the qualifiers just because we kind of went through and decided that we really wanted to talk about Victoria Caban, who did the flamenco dance.
Yes.
And this was part of the whole wrap-up with qualifiers. What did you guys think of her? Because I really enjoyed her. I love that, you know, she's part of the junior division. She is Puerto Rican. She was there representing her country and also the United States. But guess what, guys? It's also a part of the United States.
Yeah.
I know, the little bit of politics there.
Ding, 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 ding.
Fun fact.
But also the fact that Hurricane Maria came in, she's like, if I win this, I'm going to give half of it.
Yeah, that was
half
amazing.
of my earnings to help the country, and I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
That's really
so sweet.
That's very
Has flamenco ever been? Was it on last season? I don't think that style.
I believe that there was something, and I'd have to go back and take a look, but there was something flamenco, and it was kind of in and out, and I'm trying to remember their name. It's like at the tip of my, like it's like estilo or something. If you guys know, let us know.
Yeah, for real. But I thought it was beautiful, and I thought she was a great performer, and the intensity in her face, but then she had like elegance in her hands and her arms. But I don't know if it's because I'm not familiar with that style of dancing. It just kind of, I don't know, like 30 seconds in, I was like, okay, I'm ready for something different.
Interesting.
Yeah, so, but I thought it was beautiful, but it wasn't my favorite routine.
I thought I have seen quite a lot of flamenco, and I just thought her poise and her intention and her delivery was spot on.
Yeah.
That girl can perform, and for
yes.
age 14, and just everything about it was just phenomenal. And I didn't think she was scored highly enough at all with a 90.7. I thought she should have got higher.
That backbend she did, I was like,
and just everything
gorgeous.
just took its time. Yeah, her lines were just stunning. I loved it.
And we need to remember too, it was kind of a contemporary flamenco hybrid too.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
she added a lot of elements in there that aren't always traditional flamenco or anything else
really
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that one, it was 89 from Neo, 93 from J-Lo, and 90 from Derek. So it really was J-Lo that kind of like, she was like, baby, Latina girl. Yeah, Latina girls representing the PR and everything else like that. Average score was 90.7 on that. But I think we're going to see some good things about her. And I will say that NBC has been really good about, I know that they really want to promote her. So there's certain contestants that they really push because I think that they just like the story sometimes. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're the winner, that they make it to the end. It's just sometimes they've got a compelling reason to push the story out, which I kind of like too.
Absolutely. It makes sense. I mean, let's put more good in the world, and especially if someone's going to donate back to their country after what they've been through.
Right. If you were going to win $1 million and you gave $500,000, okay, minus taxes, so let's just say even $250,000, that's going to go very far. I mean,
that's amazing.
It's also, everyone's going to love you for that, for sure. I
know.
Make a lasting
She's got a big heart, and we appreciate that. One other thing that I wanted to mention that happened in the qualifiers that frustrated the heck out of me. Remember last season when they were like, here's a couple other highlights of people that dance. We saw that, and I was like...
About 10 or 12 numbers.
Yeah. And I started to write down, and then I go, I give up. There's too many people, and I got really mad. And the one thing on that montage I got, and I wrote this down, Angel, who was shown tonight, so we'll talk about this, but she is a female soloist popper, and I think it's incredibly important, the impression that she offers, because there are so many young girls out there in sort of the hip-hop community, and I'm using this as a big umbrella, urban dance community, that need role models like her. We've seen plenty of male hip-hop dancers, poppers, lockers, crumpers, you name it, show her dance. Show her dance, because I thought that was really an oversight. I was a little bit angry about that.
Yeah, maybe that little just, clip.
Or unless maybe they thought because she was going to be on tonight with the Duels.
But Avery and Marcus were on full dance yesterday.
Good
and
point.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, represent well and represent, I mean, to be a female solo artist in something like this, to me, just it speaks volumes to all the young dancers that are out there. So.
Well, even just the fact that she started out in ballet and that she has now transitioned into pop, it just shows how important it is, though, to be well-rounded in all these different styles, and how ballet has helped her popping, too. So that's a really cool thing as well.
Absolutely. And you know it's important to be well-rounded as a TV viewer as well, and you can do that here at AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah, you can. Hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and so much more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans like yourselves, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow, which is amazing. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, I know we are, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now, it's that red thing right below here, for this channel, and check out other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did in the comments, and we can thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV Talk.
Woo-hoo. Yes, and we want to be the ESPN of dance here today.
We do.
We've got so much to go on, because we're going to move right into the duels, because I just think that there's so much content.
That was quick.
Yes, it is. And you know what? Here's the thing, too, because honestly, we can refer back to some of the qualifiers. I think when we talk about Avery and Marcus, I think it would be important to talk about their qualifier round as well. But we get to Karen and Ricardo. They kick off the duels round, and remember that they were at the top. They were the top scorer in the upper division, so they are allowed to choose whomever they want to battle. And they go up against Luca and Jenalyn, and they knew style for style that these were very young competitors, but they thought if we can knock them out, it's gonna be smooth sailing into like maybe the next couple rounds.
Right.
So this routine was fantastic.
Fire.
I mean, 99s. We're talking 99s.
Fantastic.
Insane. It's definitely started with a bang. Chills. And I want to know how her ponytail stays in her head when she does all of those turns.
Body hands.
Like, what? No,
fling
they're just pros, and you can just tell they're pros. They're so strong. They're so sharp. They're so precise. Everything about it, I could not look away, and I'm just jaw-dropping. I don't know how anyone could beat them. Like, watching them, that's how I felt.
It's like perfection. There's no error.
Oh, exactly.
Ever.
So
but
good.
what I like about them is like the behind the scenes, because they're so very strategic. They know what they're up against. They would have studied every part of their competition. Absolute prime sportsmen in their peak. That's why they win 9 world championships and all that sort of stuff. But I just love the psychology behind winning in competitions and stuff because they've got the moves down. They've got the performance down. They just have to drill their competition and work out exactly what they need to do.
And you could see Luca and Jenalyn's face when they called out their name. They were like,
oh no.
Yeah.
Because they're very familiar with each other. They are competing all around the world against each other. They know each other's style very well. Karen's core to be able to do all those spins over and over again.
And keep going once she's like,
yeah, all good.
What did Derek say? 34? 34 turns he counted? That's
unbelievable.
Nuts.
Well, what interests me though, and as we move into the cut, because in the cut division, and I don't know if you guys remember from last season, only the top 3 scorers move on to divisional finals. So that's what you want to achieve. So that's where it starts whittling down and getting even more competitive. Can they make it to the top? I don't, have this answer for you today, but I'm going to say that, without changing up their style. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you want to see something a little bit softer. Can they do something softer and still do all those tricks, or are they just going to go bam and hit you over the head every time?
It's just not their style to go softer, is it? And then, hard hitting is their thing, and that's what they do so well.
And does it become all the same then? They've hit us over the head twice, which I love because it's super exciting.
I don't think, I know what you mean, but I actually don't think for them that you could ever say we need to see something different because everything is just so perfect that you're just wowed and gobsmacked that you don't even need to see anything different. Just do it again. Just do it again.
Yes. But then if you go up with your competitors who are doing different levels of different things, do the judges go, well, we've seen it. And we've seen a lot of that tonight in terms of the judging. So
I think they definitely have the ability to do it. Like, even if they did slowed it down a bit and they just lived in those moments a little bit longer and just maybe a little more they're sexy, obviously,
they're
how they
super
are
sexy.
but I just mean a little more sensual, maybe
Kind of like
that could be
Pasha and Daniela.
Yeah,
It was
almost
like those two with the sensual,
right. So just
that's amazing.
maybe a little bit of that, but with those tricks, I feel like they could mix it up that way.
Do you know what though? It's so weird because I think these guys are phenomenal, but I don't want them to be on this show. I want them to be on another show because I want this show to be all about, I know there's solos and hardcore, but I want this to be the dance show for troops and groups and crews. I just feel that they shouldn't be on this show.
they could be on America's Got Talent.
Well, I think that's no, I think they're better than America's Got Talent.
There's a new, Mark Burnett has a new talent show coming up. They're looking for dancers, called World's Best, which I think is going to be like the talent show. It covers everything, but like World of Dance where it's global.
Okay, cool.
Which America's Got Talent does have a lot of global contestants
Do you know what would be cool for the world of dance is if, I know, huge cost involved, but if they could actually go around the world to collect the participants, because you got to think about the barrier to entry for these global teams to get here.
I'm going to make a prediction on this because they're doing different countries now. Like they have Thailand, they have Philippines starting as World of Dance, like sort of franchises.
Right.
I bet that at some point they'll do a global one because they are doing one for America's Got Talent. All the called America's Got Talent Competitors is coming up this winter. I would see them probably doing something very similar, but they need a couple more seasons under their belts and they need it to grow.
But auditions around the world would be amazing.
No, that would be so cool because I see so many people.
And they do because we've got crews from Japan and New Zealand already. So the producers are pulling talent from around the world.
They're not going to them to make it.
No, they're doing video submissions and then flying them here if they decide to have them on the show. So it's sort of happening, but I think a global competition is probably on the horizon. I'm going to guess.
That'd be so cool.
Okay, so scores for Karen and Ricardo. Karen and Ricardo. 97, 99, 99. So that's Neo, J-Lo, Derek, just so you guys remember how I'm reading them. And it's 98.3 as their score. We get to Luca and Jenalyn. A couple important things about this routine. It was choreographed by Philip Shabib and Mackenzie Dussman. They are an incredible. Okay, they're dating on this little social aspect of it, but they're one of those like powerful duos, like dating in real life. Really become a terrific choreography team. You guys know them for So You Think You Can Dance. So it's kind of, I love their work. You see a lot of that style now in Luca and Jenalyn, especially when they do floor work and stuff like that. You see all that Philip Shabib influence.
For sure.
And remember, Luca and Jenalyn made it to the cut last season.
Not this time.
All right, what do we think of this routine? Because you know what?
It was sick.
It was better. It was more powerful than what they did last year. Just Karen and Ricardo just outdanced them tonight.
Yeah, it was so good. I was hypnotized by it. I thought it was amazing. I was a little skeptical about the straitjacket at first, them just talking about it while they're practicing, but it was awesome how they utilized it, and she didn't have it on for too long and ripped it off at just the right time in the music, and their tricks were nuts. It almost looked like martial arts, ice skating influences in there.
Yep.
And just really unique lifts, and their game face. That I wrote game face because when they walked on,
you knew
Luca was like, means business. But he also had moments where he would just walk across the stage and then give a look, during the dance, and so not much dancing from him. So that part kind of was a letdown for me.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't resonate with those two or connect with them.
Yeah.
And particularly for me tonight, the stage element of it with the costuming, it didn't. I don't know. Just comparing the two costumes with the glitz and the glamour and the sparkles and the straitjacket. So
Okay. All right.
I was quite happy to see them go. I don't think that they were in the running, and I didn't find their performance overly exciting. So
Okay.
I thought this was a almost even match, honestly. I will say that. I mean, obviously, I think the judges made the right decision on this one, for
Yes,
sure.
I agree.
Their scores 90, 92, and 95, so the average was 92.3. I mean, to a 98.3, but I think that Luca and Jenalyn walk out of this competition with their head held high. I thought they had two strong routines and a big improvement over last year, so I think that's what you look at.
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, they went to Blackpool and they came in second in their division. They were in the exhibition category, but I want to just say that they are kicking worldwide butt, so they're doing fine. And we forget they're super young.
Right.
Jenalyn just graduated from high school, but she had to be in the upper division because Luca is over, he's 20 or 21 at this point, so... All right, we move into the next one. Junior team, the Untouchables versus Expressions. Just to remind everyone, it's D'Angelo Castro. His dad is Manny Castro, who does all of the choreography. And then they did something so different because their first routine in the qualifiers was that capoeira routine, and this time it was more a ballroom contemporary.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was good.
Kim's like, nope. I can see from her face.
No, like it was good for the first bit. Like it was good when his son, I don't remember his name, but when D'Angelo, he was dancing, and it was just like liquid movements. Liquid was the word that came to my mind because even with the prop that they had, everything was just so smooth. But then it was like the magic trick when everybody showed up under it was sick. But then it kind of died for me there because it wasn't as intense as I wanted it to be. Like they're dressed up as gladiators, and it was just kind of like, here we are. Okay, so it was. Like, I liked how it started, and I liked the concept, but it kind of fell flat for me with the choreography, so...
Yeah. It's same as you, darling. I just thought the intro was awesome and interesting and exciting, and the trick was cool. But also at the very start too, it was too long with just him, I thought, without the rest of the group.
Like, get to the point.
Yeah, just give me everybody. And then it was, like you said, because they were warriors, they needed to be stronger. It was too weak.
Yeah.
It was too weak.
I think what's interesting too is that they've given a couple choreography notes to Manny, who is obviously the choreographer for the group, and he did step up and listen. I thought, he's like, okay, great. Jenna had said, it's too much of a pause. We need something in that moment, and he was listening. Yeah. So I think he's really understanding of what World of Dance is looking for. And I got to tell you, you'll not and never stop Manny. He has so much talent and so many kids to bring onto. They're on America's Got Talent. They've been on So You Think.
Yeah.
He is not stopping. So he will make this happen. I know that.
Yeah.
And
So cool.
Don't forget, D'Angelo's sister, Ruby Castro, is still in the competition as of right now.
Yeah, that's true. Their partner.
She's one of my favorites.
It's so great when you have a teacher or a coach or somebody who is able to get your fingers in all the pies and stuff as well. Because it's all about the hustling and the networking, isn't it?
That's true.
He's smart. He knows what he's doing. And, maybe he hasn't, cracked that nut yet with World of Dance, but he's going to get there. And that's the important thing. I saw he was really listening to what Jenna was saying, and I was like,
so great.
It's great.
Yeah, great for the kids.
Yes, it is. 89, 89, 90 for a score of 89.3 versus Expressions. Now, I have to say, I was a little worried because, they do have that dance team type of style. And I was like, the last time they were on, I said, can they deliver emotion? Well, forget that. Obviously, they can.
Oh, my gosh.
That was so moving.
Yeah.
And it's also interesting. I keep seeing in all these dance competitions all around the world at the moment, all these suicide pieces, which is just devastating, isn't it? Because it's obviously such a prevalent issue, and how they could connect to it, and most of them were in tears at the end as well. But they, as a troupe, I think they're just the most amazing ones on the entire stage. They're just phenomenal. And that ankle weight thing, I need to try it because it works to a
I'm gonna be like,
seriously
boom,
works.
boom. My ankles are
like I think we've done something similar in class before. You just like, woo, just like floats up like a hot air balloon.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think you get that kind of dance teamy vibe because of their costume choices? Is that
I would see where you'd get that from.
Is that part of
but
it?
also
where you're
a lot
getting
of synchronized turns are very dance team. That is, if you watch ESPN and watch any of the dance teams compete, synchronized turns is a big part of the competition. Yeah. And so that's where I get that. But their technique, to me,
it's flawless.
It's flawless.
No, it's so good.
So good. And they do a lot of good levels. Some are up, some are down, some are jumping, some are on the floor. I love that.
It's stunning.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of dances to that song, Say Something, Say Something. And so this was I loved the interpretation of this. Because kind of when I see dances to a song that I've seen over and over to that song, I kind of get turned off by it. But I loved how they interpreted it, and it was just beautiful. And they were amazing. I loved this dance, one of my favorite dances of the night. But I just wish at the end, because the one girl in the middle, her hair came out, I wish everybody just took it to that level. Just at the end when they were like all kind of thrashing and going crazy.
Gritty,
I just wanted a little more of that from everybody.
Very pretty.
Oh, they're beautiful. But I'm like, get kind of dirty in it, you know? But I don't know.
See what they bring to the cut.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
they will.
So, but loved it.
Expressions, 93, 95, 94. This, of course, is the junior team category. 94 was their average score, and, of course, moving them on to the cut.
Yay, girls,
so
well
amazing.
done.
Just a reminder to everyone who is subscribing via iTunes. We certainly appreciate all of you guys listening to us as a podcast. And don't forget to subscribe. If you can also rate us 5 stars, we always appreciate that, and leave a comment, because oftentimes, listeners don't know what our podcast is about. Tell everyone what you love about the podcast, and hopefully they will subscribe as well. And we appreciate all of you who have already subscribed to our iTunes podcast. All right, we're just going to keep on gliding through here because we've got another 5 rounds and some stuff to talk about too. So, okay, I'm just not going. This round 3, I really love B-Dash and Concrete. So we're in the upper division. They decided to battle Pasha and Daniela. Interesting choice because you've got ballroom versus crumpers. Let's start with B-Dash and Concrete. I'm not going to be very impartial on this, because I am partial. So I'm going to let you guys kind of talk about B-Dash and Concrete.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they just stepped it up a completely different level from the previous week. I thought they were absolutely phenomenal. I loved the choice, and they're talking about the narrative, having a story behind it. The clown thing was so interesting. It was so and it was so evil freaky, but it so worked. And I just loved the use of the sweater or jersey, or what you guys call it, hoodies or whatever. Sweatshirt. With the arm, just the arm one when it was inside the arm.
Yeah, and he's taking it out.
And then the head with the it was great.
Yeah,
I loved it.
So good.
Loved it. Well done, guys.
Yes,
It's very well
love
done.
when they mix magic into it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and they were just so intricate and so committed to their characters and just everything. Oh gosh, it was so good. Like I was getting up and wanting to crump with them. I was like,
It's like you could just about see a musical being devised, like an musical being devised for the stage based on that little piece, a full dance extravaganza.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome, like a horror musical.
They were great.
Yeah.
I just want to say that they were on To The Point about 3 weeks ago, so this is probably why I'm like, I love them so much. But what I do appreciate about them is that they really want to show crumping to the world and show it in a different light. And because I think some people are just like, nah, it's not really, it's
a battle.
Can't do much with it.
It's no big deal. You don't really have training, and they really want to show that they are training, and they're training. They've trained with some of the masters in crumping, so I think that is super important. You guys can find that on Popcorn Talk, and it's been one of my favorite interviews this summer. They were very. I knew that I was going to have fun with them, but sometimes you're like, oh, I didn't realize how much fun I was going to have with this conversation.
Yeah.
So the judges gave them 95, 94, 94 for an average of 94.3.
So good.
They battle Pasha and Daniela, who are just so pretty and so sultry. But I think it just didn't have that wow factor against B-Dash and Concrete.
Yeah, it's just so hard to compare apples with
Yeah.
oranges, isn't it?
It's
Like
true, though.
completely different ball game, because on their own and in their own right, I think Pasha and Daniela are just so sexy.
They are.
So sexy. It's just like I don't want to go there, but it's like you're watching a couple be together on stage. It is amazing, and it's just so sophisticated. That word that I'm going for.
Sophisticatedly.
There it is. There it is.
That one, Kim. And just tastefully done.
Yes.
They're full of class, full of style, and I'm gutted that they've gone because in a completely different competition, I could just watch them all night. I just think it's mesmerizing.
They're so good. And I loved their little hip accents. They did that throughout the whole dance. It's like they would stop.
Just slowly.
Yeah.
Everything's just got, it's like fast, and then they really know how to ooze the movement to the next one. Oh, I love it.
No, for sure. Awesome. It just felt kind of small to me. I don't know. Like,
small.
They just, like they were sexy.
We're gonna fight it out.
They were so sexy, but it's like they're just in this box, and I just want them to
but that's what I think is the brilliance of it is they don't need to be extravagant. They can just pull you in by the subtleties.
They're in their own bubble. They're in their own world.
And that's sweet,
hot.
but
I think Derek understood the complexity of what they did because he did give them a 91, where on the flip side of that, Neo gave him an 85, J-Lo an 89. Their average score was 88.3. I think it could have been a little bit higher.
No, I don't agree with him.
He didn't understand it.
He don't get it.
But so 94.3 pushes B-Dash and Concrete onto the cut. Moving rapidly into the Fabulous Sisters versus the Rascals. Fabulous Sisters versus the Rascals. This is the junior team division. Let's start with the Fabulous Sisters because I do think this was one of my favorites of the night.
Yeah. These girls, ever since like their time in the qualifiers, I was just mesmerized by their presentation, by their commitment, by their dedication, by their show factor. And this that they're doing is like their signature move. It's just spellbinding. And they're so gorgeous. I love the Japanese. They're just so grateful and just, that's
so sweet.
awesome.
Yeah, and their visuals, beautiful.
Especially that opening where it was like the trinket box.
Yeah.
With the music.
Opening tableau. Right away, I was like, I'm in.
Done.
And it's always like chaos and then like slow or silence or whatever it
love
is.
that.
Just so subtle. Rue is their choreographer, and I have to find out if there's a language barrier at all, because I would love to
bring her on.
Talk with her.
I don't think she's here in LA. She's in Japan, but I would.
Shall we go there?
Let's go there. Let's do a field trip.
I'm so down.
But I'd love to hear the process or whatever else. So it's just to me, I'm like, she is doing some groundbreaking choreography.
Oh my gosh. It was like kaleidoscope. That's kind of what I thought of when they were the beginning, and I like at the end, they kind of ended where they started. And it was just like controlled chaos, because but they were all twins. Like they were all like thrashing, but then it was together.
Like, so good.
They definitely have a chance to win this one. They do, for sure.
100%.
So their score was 95, 96, 96 for an average of 95.7. And then we move on to the Rascals, who are from Hawaii. These are the ones that only have the opportunity to compete once a year.
Yeah.
So much heart. I loved that they had stepped it up. I felt that they were calmer. They were cleaner this time around compared to the qualifiers.
Yes. I think they got their jitters out, that first round. So they were definitely more controlled, their swag on another level. They just had more confidence, it looked like. And I loved it, but it just didn't compare to Fabulous Sisters.
Again, I think like the costuming really just puts a damper on it to begin with.
Just a hoodie.
The hoodie. I was like, really? At a Duels? Like, can you at least put, like, the brothers had the white, like,
And they had like a little
tuxes
costume
and stuff.
change and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I think they're good, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I was surprised that Neo scored them higher than Fabulous
He loves
Sisters.
the hype. He loves the hype. He loves the faces. I kind of see why he does, because that's his
This
style.
wasn't anything different. This is not the lab where Trey Dorego comes out doing a 540 at the beginning of a routine. He does a 540. He's like 15 years old. So the 97, I was a little bit like, wait, what's going on?
I think maybe his finger slipped.
Or maybe it's just like, sometimes you connect emotionally. Like, these kids only perform once a year. Like, you think about that. I don't know. 97, 94, 92, so that was 94.3.
They're cute, though. They're very cool. I like them.
adorable.
But they're just, it was no comparison to the Fabulous Sisters.
Yeah.
Michael Dameski versus Angel in the upper
my
division.
gosh.
So tough. Again, apples and oranges. How do you do it?
I don't know. I mean, Michael Dameski's routine was just chock full of like techniques, chock full of tricks.
Yeah.
And he choreographed it himself.
It's from Australia.
He's one of the best dancers. And the hype when he won So You Think You Can Dance Australia was huge. Nigel Lithgow, I think I've mentioned this before, brought him on to, So You Think to perform in the finale here in the US, and he just didn't hit the way I think everyone thought he would. And I feel like he even feels like this is his second chance.
Yeah.
I'm dying to find out. I have him on my show August 7th.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I've got a lot to ask about that. I have a lot of questions. But and then you put him up against Angel again.
She
so
did.
different.
I really liked her routine.
Yeah.
Like when she came out, based on what we saw for a few seconds in the qualifiers, when she came out, I was not expecting too much, and then she looked like MJ. She was moving and working that floor like Michael Jackson used to.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
She's so talented.
And it's
loved
why
it.
I wish she had a bigger platform. I wish her qualifiers had been shown. I've got to go look because last year they were adding the missing qualifier routines onto YouTube. I don't know if her full routine made it onto YouTube, but I would hope it does because she deserves that.
Stunning. I really admire her for the fact that she has given up like an opportunity, for example, with Alvin Ailey. Hello. To
big stuff.
pursue,
Yeah.
and so that, like you were saying, it's super inspiring for the younger generation to look up to someone who's really dead set on what they want to do, and even if there's not the opportunities for it yet, she's paving the way for sure.
And she's actually someone that I would hope comes back for season 3. And guys, they are
Definitely.
starting to tape season 3 in October. I found that out. So it is coming really soon.
It's so nuts.
Coming around
So for someone like her, I would hope she would actually. Some people, I'm like, don't come back. Your story played out, but. Angel, I think someone she could really benefit coming back.
Be cool to see
Bigger
her
audience.
actually mentor a younger group and bring a whole group of girls in.
Oh, that'd be
As, like,
amazing.
So many good things.
And it was cool when she said battling Michael was like battling her past because he's doing the
that was
style
cool. Yeah.
that she was once pursuing. And she just made these awkward moves look so sweet. Like with her arms, she had little T-Rex arms at one point and made it look so cool. And the hat looked like a wheel kind of thing because she's like the
beautiful.
funky cowgirl. She was just, I loved it. And when she said it was all freestyle, I was like,
just going to
what?
say,
Yeah.
that's an interesting choice though,
Yeah.
and a little bit risky, and obviously it
Right.
did not pay off for the feedback
Yeah.
she was getting about the in-between moments, but that's incredible that she can do that.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
I just feel like there's a
Envy.
big story there for season 3. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, Angel, do it. If they
Yes.
ask you, do it. So Michael's scores were 95, 94, and 95 for a total of 94.7. Angel's scores were 90, 87, 88 for a total of 88.3. I do think that this one played out correctly.
It's too hard.
I think it did play out correctly because she just didn't get the opportunity that I feel like Michael got. His full routine was shown, the qualifiers and everything else. And
So unfair, isn't it?
it is unfair, but
that
I
is
think
life.
he made a good strategic move, and he's like, now I'm the only soloist in my division.
Yeah.
Good
Clever
strategic.
boy.
Then we go to your favorite, the Bratis versus Jam Projects.
Gosh.
You know where this is going, kids. We're going to get another rant going.
So much conflict.
And I don't necessarily think, I'm going to say, like, I'm happy if either one had gone through, honestly, in this one. But again, I just feel like the judges are like, well, tap? What is tap? I don't know tap.
Derek loves it.
He does, and he
Yeah,
understands
yeah.
it way more, but he's the only one sort of appreciating what is happening on that stage.
Yeah.
See, I'm super internally frustrated with this one because obviously the Bratis are from New Zealand, so my represent support is totally there.
Of course, it
Go
should
New
be.
Zealand. Plus, they're amazing. You guys are
Yeah.
amazing. But to the contrary, one of my favorites coming into this was the Jam Project because I think tap and a big group of guys doing tap like a stomp and all that is phenomenal for stage shows. And I'm really mad, brothers, boys, you're naughty for picking them and kicking them out of the competition because I think World of Dance needed to see both those groups for much longer than they
Definitely.
should have. And I feel like brothers, naughty boys, you picked them because they got a lot of negative feedback last week and you thought it was going to be an easy fish to fry. And it was not.
Calling you out,
Was
brothers.
not. And now you've put them out. And I'm not very happy because I wanted to see so much more of the Jam Project. So New Zealand boys, well done though. You were amazing. Like,
Yeah.
let's not debate that.
I love that
but
one of
not
the-
happy that you kicked the Jam Project out.
I love that one of the props, like the cane just did not come out, and he's still like, I'm dancing with
Yes.
it like it's here. You see it. You don't see it, but
He's a
you
pro.
see it.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I didn't
I didn't
see
notice.
that.
I didn't notice
So,
either.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
Show
smart.
must go on.
Yeah, for sure.
Super smart on
So,
that.
I mean, the brothers were phenomenal and nice, suave costume choice. Those white tuck shirts.
Yeah,
were
they looked
amazing.
nice.
Very nice. And then the tricks were phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they're just such cheeky, typical Kiwi guys.
I love them, and I do love the Jam Project. Shout out to Justin Miles, who obviously watched our show the first time around. We support you. We are angry for you.
So angry.
I've been throwing out like tap articles like nonstop on Dance Network because I'm like, it's just the show just doesn't know what to do yet with it.
I literally want, like, Jam Project, can you please go out and create like a river dance, but like for a tap show? Can you please just put one together?
Oh, yeah. No,
They
that'd be
probably are
amazing.
doing it in the DC area. We're just not seeing it here.
Well, we need to see it on Broadway. Thank you.
You guys, just find $10 to $20 million of funding and you do a
that for
Broadway
us?
show.
Yeah, you
could do that. But just the Jam Project, it was so apparent how, like, they're playing an instrument. They're playing an instrument while dancing. You know, it's so amazing. And they really highlighted it with their music choice this time, which was so awesome. And
However, they
it was
need to
just-
steal the brothers' costuming.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure, we do. We need to keep on moving on,
Yeah,
you
let's
guys.
do
I know
it.
there's
Yeah,
so
let's
much.
do it.
So I
Love
want
you
to
both,
love
though.
ya.
the scores on this one 90, 90, 89 for an average of 89.7 for the Broadus. Interesting to note that Derek scored them lower than he did the Jam Project. Jam Project scored 86, 88, 91 for an average of 89.3. This was really close.
That was.
Yeah, but of course the Broadus move on to the cut. Now, we've got so much still left to talk about. We got about 15 minutes. And we've got like the battle of the night. Eva Igo versus Avery versus Marcus. I did interview Eva before this had aired. And Eva said that the choice was 100% hers. There was no influence from the producers. Her mother wasn't even allowed to sort of influence. It was 100% on Eva's shoulders.
You mean her piece that she choreographed?
No, for who she battled.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, gotcha.
So this was 100% on her shoulders in terms of who she battled.
Okay.
So she made a choice. We'll probably debate it till the end of time, but I think that the judges really made it clear. They were like, we just needed something different because you came back. We saw all that in season 1. We need just a little tweak different in season 2.
There was a lot of factors at play here. It's so interesting because in the qualifiers with Avery and Marcus, my notes were literally, do not think they should have gone through. I was not impressed with them in the qualifiers. I did not think it was great. But then fast forward to this, talk about step it up, and that movement where she's in the side split and he
oh my
pulls
gosh.
her back and arches her over again.
Bumpy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was
So
like, this is
good.
amazing. And so although Eva's amazing, I actually don't think it was her best performance.
Right.
And just those two things, like the fact that they had upped their game so much and hers wasn't the best, they're both phenomenal, but I actually think the right choice was made. But oh my gosh,
agree.
I wouldn't have put them even into the duel. So it's crazy how it works.
Yeah, that's funny you say that because I saw their potential and I saw that they were just nervous and, they're young. It's their first time doing a competition like this, but I saw their technique and how they dance together. I was like, they're going to do big things, especially on point when there's no other point dancers on it. And so it was just, I loved them. I thought they brought a different maturity to the table and really took the notes, and I think they earned it.
And Avery's very well known for those who watch So You Think You Can Dance season 13. She was in the mix. She did not make it to the top 10. But she also did Little Big Shots. She's been out there. And the choreographer is the artistic director for Ballet Red, which is out here in LA. And it's like total, like fresh look at ballet, very contemporary, very ballet. So if they have got a show, go and check them out because they are amazing. And I just think that first round, there was a lot of adrenaline going on and nerves. And I think that you settle into it and they did exactly what they were supposed to for the cut. Kind of crazy when you look at that.
It was interesting to see how devastated JLo was actually of seeing Eva go. Like she literally looked.
JLo's always
absolutely
had that soft spot for Eva,
You know what? Everyone loves Eva. Eva's the sweetest girl.
She-
I've interviewed her a couple times now, and I love her every time. She's like just a good Midwest girl.
Yeah.
Her mother's super nice.
So humble.
And I want to say that I did know that she got knocked out in this round, and I knew like the night it happened because I knew that the taping was going on that day. I knew Eva was in Los Angeles, and she posted an Instagram story and said, I regret nothing. I would do it again. And then she pulled it down about 2 minutes later. I don't know if she thought that maybe some people knew that she was in town. I mean, I knew she was in town, but I don't think that the average fan would know that she was taping World of Dance. And it just kind of broke my heart a little bit. But at the same time, I was like, what a great attitude to have. But I knew, I was like, she got let go. And then I texted someone, I'm like, was she voted out tonight? They're like, yep. I was like,
When she knew it was going to be tough going against someone who, really intense technical dancers as well. She knew it was going to be a challenge.
Well, it's always a risk coming back.
Yeah.
You're against a whole new ball game, and it's not necessarily going to go in your favor every round. So.
Yeah. And it was her decision to return, and her mom said, you know what, it was a really difficult decision. It wasn't something that we took lightly, and she felt like she had more things that she wanted to accomplish. And you know what, at the end of the day, it's her journey, it's not ours.
Yep, exactly.
So
it's so interesting though, isn't it, when you make that decision, because if she'd kept it with just the first season, it would be in this Eva should have won kind
magical.
of thing. Whereas now it's like, no, she didn't, and she didn't the second time. It's tough.
But you
she
know
would
what?
have looked back and wished she tried out again.
I don't. Yeah, that's what she said. She wanted no regrets.
Yeah, exactly.
When I talked to her, she's like, I don't want the what ifs, because you can never answer the what ifs. And she can answer those what ifs. And if she's showing a strong face, because she'll be out here, World of Dance Convention is out here this weekend in Los Angeles. She's out there teaching. She's performing.
Yeah.
She's great. She is doing
it.
fine. Don't worry about Eva Igo. That's what I have to say. All right. We have a little bit of news when it comes to World of Dance and the Okay, so the cut rounds are August 22nd and August 29th. They are bringing some amazing mentors for the cut rounds. You ready? Okay, the junior team gets Savion Glover.
Hey,
Little
what?
tap, little tap. Hey, hey.
yeah.
We needed him earlier. I don't know. We need him on the panel. Upper division gets Julianne Hough.
What? Sick.
Yep. Junior division gets Mel B.
Ah, really?
And upper team, straight up now tell me, gets Paula Abdul.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Paula.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And then when we get into September 5th, that is the divisional finals, we get Misty Copeland back as a guest judge.
Sweet.
And we get Ciara as a mentor
Nice.
for everyone in the divisional finals.
love it.
So.
That's going to be
interesting.
fun.
Some good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Some good stuff.
I'm excited.
I know, which I absolutely love. And also, we did, on To The Point, this week, we had Sean Liu and Casey Rice.
Oh, cute.
They are incredible. They are inspiring. Their fans are so supportive. I was telling you guys earlier, they are a dream. They really are. It's some of the best fans out there in the world compared to other shows and other people's fans. No, really. I was like, I've been spending like all day like just responding to people because I love them. And we did have a fan question that had come in, and Christine had asked, what was Sean Liu's greatest obstacle as a choreographer? And here is his answer. How did you overcome it?
Oof, obstacle. We're gonna go to World of Dance. Oh yeah, definitely. World of Dance was a huge obstacle for me because I went into the competition. I said no because I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it within a short time. I can't do it with under all this pressure. And so going into World of Dance, having to create a minute and 15-second piece, and to show all of what you can do within that time, and doing it with another person, I kind of just freaked out because I went from looking at the very beginning of our piece. I was like, if we did what we did in the very beginning of creating this piece, we wouldn't even get through the first round. And so it was definitely a huge obstacle, getting stuck, especially choreographing. You always get stuck and you're always like, okay, I've done this before.
It's like writer's block.
Yeah, exactly. And so usually how I overcome it, and I've gotten this from so many mentors and so many choreographers, they always just tell me to stop. They're just like, you just need to stop and take a break. You just need to get your mind off of it. And then once you kind of feel inspired again or feel motivated again, that's when you can come back inside, because whenever you're stuck, you can't force yourself to keep going because you're just going to hurt your mind and hurt yourself, So as long as you kind of just take a break from it and kind of just let your mind process what you just created or what you thought of, then you take a break from it, take a step back, and then let the energy just bring you back into the environment of creating and choreographing, and then that naturally will happen because there's infinite ways to improve whatever you're creating, but it's more of the matter of how you feel about it and what feels good about it. So
all right, I just want to mention, I think as artists too, because no one needs to hear me anymore, but he's 16 years old.
I know, he's so well spoken.
He's 16
Yeah.
and she's 15. They're both kind of choreographed. He's kind of the lead choreographer, but she's finally getting a voice in what they're doing, and of course they're still in the game here on World of Dance. I just was blown away by them, and the fans responded for sure. I mean, the views are like crazy on that one.
So good.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Thanks. There's certain shows, I do a show every single week, and there's certain shows you're like, this was a good one, or this one was a little shaky.
Yeah.
But this one I feel really proud of. Do you know when you're just like, I felt like you just walk out of there and you're like, this was a good day at work.
Yes.
It was one of those days.
Aw.
Yeah, a lot of good teamwork, and Steve was engineering for me, so we appreciate that. So what are your thoughts now that we're moving into the second week of Duels? Are you ready? My mind is blown, honestly.
I don't even.
It's too much. I honestly can't handle it.
Right?
Like, internally, it's screwed up because when it gets, I couldn't imagine being the judges for this. You just feel so guilty constantly because you're like, but you guys too. It's so tough. I mean, what do you say? I'm just grateful that we get to see these incredible performers constantly every week.
Yeah.
And blessed that there's many more in this world that we haven't even seen yet as well for
know.
next season. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just thank you.
For sure.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't know what to expect for these duels coming into it, but after seeing this, it was so exciting to see everybody just step it up so much and just bring something fresh and different. So I'm just excited to see what our other favorites are going to bring out because it's so, it makes me, let's go take a dance class. It makes me want to get up and dance because it's just so inspiring to see them push themselves and just be so
I just
awesome.
want to create stage shows. I just want
Yeah.
to grab.
I got it. You got your tappers, you get the Jam Project. Let's contact Justin. He's following all of us.
Hey, let's do it.
I'm going to be honest, I am relieved that the qualifiers is over. I thought 8 weeks. I feel like I want the 2 hours in the first part of the season. Like, let's get through the qualifiers because I feel like we're going to forget a couple of the teams that we saw in week 1 and week 2. I was writing down, I'm like, okay, so they did this routine. This is what they looked like.
It's nice they do a recap.
We needed it. We did need it.
Yeah.
And I just want to let everyone know because a lot of people were asking, like, how many weeks were they wearing those outfits? The qualifiers were filmed over a 3-week period. So obviously they were changing and dry cleaning and doing things like that. They were not all filmed in one day. So you guys, I had a
long day.
I had a lot of questions about that. That's what I thought was really funny. I'm like, no, it was done over a time period. I said about a month, but Nappy Tabs today confirmed that it was 3 weeks.
Oh, cool.
So just so you know, but I'm actually a little bit relieved to be into the duels now.
Yeah.
I'm like, whew, here we go. And also reminder, everyone, Saturday is National Dance Day.
Yay!
I'm going to be out at the Segerstrom Center in Orange County with Allison and Twitch and Coco and Kiki. I'm representing Dizzy Feet Foundation. But Mandy Moore choreographed the official dance. I did my version. My husband and I did it. It's out there on the internet. So do yours. I'm challenging you both to do it.
Okay.
Tape it. Put it out there.
All right, challenge
Mandy
accepted.
does a great step-by-step.
Let's do
And
it.
all you guys, tag me if you decide to do your own version because it's awesome.
Very cool.
And
Yay.
DC at the Kennedy Center also has a really big event happening. So be sure to check that out.
So good.
And I think Comfort's
awesome.
out there and Ashley Boder from New York City Ballet.
Gosh.
It's a good lineup. That's a really good
It's amazing where dance has come. I mean, it's always been there, but now that it's all on TV in the last X amount of years,
A lot of superstars.
Right?
Yes, and Kyle Van Newkirk, the tapper, will be with us in Orange County from season 1 of World of Dance. Yeah, so
Sweet.
we can represent tap very well.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, this was a really jam-packed
Let's go.
episode.
We
did it.
We did it. Guys, remember, we will be on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Pacific time through the rest of the season.
Yes.
All right, Kim, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, everyone, you can find me on all my social media at Kim Davey Live.
And I'm Shannon. You can find me on Instagram at Shannikin_Skywalker.
Yes. And of course, I am at Kristen Bird on Twitter, the Kristen Bird on Facebook and Instagram. You know, everyone's been DMing me. You know, I respond all hours of the day. We literally will. Literally. And just a reminder, to the point, next week we've got Miranda Davis, also from World of Dance and Dancing with Stars. And you know, she's out there doing that. She's more inspired. We saw the male duet last week, so excited to have her on the show. We'll see you all next week.
See you
Same time,
later.
same channel.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.